I am decorating a milk jug for every 1,000 followers, so decorate my 5K milk jug with me while I tell you about the time that I successfully escaped the friend zone with the love of my life, my husband, Mr. Steven Olson. At the end of my last video, I shared that I realized that I had somehow accidentally fallen in love with my roommate's ex-boyfriend, and I didn't know what to do about it. Because on the one hand, we had become such good friends that I didn't want to mess up the friendship. But on the other hand, he was gonna be leaving on a 2-year mission. So it was like, what did I have to lose? We had a class together, our English class. We would hang out before and after our class pretty much every day. We even started going to events together, just the two of us, but we were very adamant that they were not dates because we were just friends. Well, at least he was adamant. After a particularly discouraging conversation with his roommate, in which they basically confirmed that I was deep in the friend zone and there was no getting out of it, I knew it was time to take matters into my own hands. A few weeks before the semester ended, my cousin invited a bunch of our friend group up to her parents' house in Midway, and I knew it was my chance. At about 11 p.m., we started a movie, and I very strategically put myself right next to him on the couch. It was like a big sectional, but there were a bunch of us, and so I knew I'd just have to get a little cozy during the movie, right? I had no other choice. I was successful in my attempt and promptly fell right asleep. But apparently that was all it took. From that day forward, we were basically inseparable. We still hadn't had any sort of acknowledgement of our feelings, but I knew. He mentioned one day that he was planning on staying for the spring semester, and I did exactly what any love-struck 18-year-old girl would do, and immediately changed all of my plans so that I too would be staying spring semester. It's not being a stalker when you end up together, right? Thankfully, it worked in my favor because just a few weeks later, like right at the very last week of winter semester, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and a few days later, we had our first kiss at the BYU Bell Tower. But you have to keep in mind that this was all happening in the spring of 2010, and we didn't actually get married until the summer of 2013. So this story is just getting started. Come back for my 6K milk jug to find out what happened after that.